Minato had possessed the ability to see spirits since childhood, and with just a touch, he could purify them completely. His overwhelming power far exceeded even the gods themselves, and it continued to grow stronger. But his most shocking ability was his handwritten power that surpassed even S-rank magic. The story opened and showed the main character, Minato, who lived with his grandfather after the death of his parents. When Minato finished all his work with his grandfather and started to pray, a little girl suddenly appeared and stole his food. Minato quickly noticed her. She laughed at him and disappeared right in front of him. Minato became scared and asked his grandfather about her. His grandfather told him that the girl was a good spirit who had lived in the house before he was born. He was also very happy to learn that Minato had the same ability as him to see spirits. After some years, when Minato had grown up, he was seen in a village walking towards his grandfather's house to sell it, as he needed money. When Minato reached the front of the house, he noticed something wrong inside. There were evil spirits in the house. When he tried to open the door, his handwritten paper list touched the house door and eliminated all the evil spirits. Minato was shocked to see that his written words had risen from the list. The paper then flew up into the air and reached a shrine in the jungle. When it touched the ground of the shrine, it eliminated all the spirits there. However, Minato was unaware of this and entered the house, where he was very happy to see the garden, which was much larger than he had expected. But the house was very dirty, so Minato quickly made a list of all his tasks and started to clean the house with excitement. After some time, when Minato had cleaned the whole house, a gardener came to plant some trees. Minato then realized that his shoulder was in great pain, as it had been infected by evil spirits. His handwritten paper flew and touched the gardener's shoulder, eliminating the evil spirits from it. The gardener was very shocked to see that his shoulder had healed quickly. Minato was worried about the papers and wondered why his handwritten words kept disappearing. When the gardener left, Minato noticed some flowers on the ground and thought about the little spirit that had lived with him when he was a child. Because of this, Minato went to the market and bought some food and drinks to offer to the good spirit. After coming home, he placed all the food on the ground and waited for the spirit. Suddenly, a huge wolf appeared in front of Minato and shocked him by saying his name. The wolf declared that he was Yamagami, the mountain god, and thanked Minato for saving his life. This shocked Minato too, as he had no idea how he had saved Yamagami's life. Yamagami then explained that Minato had handwritten powers, and that the words he wrote on any paper or surface worked on spirits like a talisman. He also told Minato that he had been under the control of an evil spirit, but when Minato's written paper touched the ground of his shrine, it eliminated all the spirits and freed him from their control. Minato then realized why his written words had disappeared from the paper when he first opened the door of the house. While they were talking, the gardener came back to pick up his luggage. Minato became scared, wondering what would happen if the gardener saw Yamagami. But after the gardener left, Yamagami told Minato that not everyone could see him, and only certain people had the ability to do so. Yamagami then told Minato to put his nameplate on the front and back doors of the house, as it would protect the house from evil spirits. Minato agreed and placed the nameplates on both doors. A glowing, holy light barrier then appeared and covered Minato's house. The scene then shifted to a man named Harima, who worked with an organization that eliminated evil spirits and saved people. At that moment, Harima was fighting evil spirits. He eliminated 2 of them, but one escaped the house and ran into the city. Harima followed it to eliminate it, but on the way, the evil spirit was eliminated when it touched Minato's body. This shocked Harima very much, as he had no idea how the boy had eliminated the spirit with a single touch. Before he could ask Minato about it, Minato noticed that his list had disappeared from the paper again. He asked Harima about a nearby shop, and then walked away. After some time, when Minato returned to the house, he saw Yamagami and was shocked. This time, Yamagami's size was very small, no bigger than a cat. Yamagami showed Minato 3 creatures and called them his kins. He told Minato that when he used a large amount of his power, his size decreased, but he would recover over time. Minato was very happy to see the kins, as they were very cute. He gave them some sweets, which the kins enjoyed greatly, and they thanked Minato for serving them such delicious food. After this, Harima was seen in front of Minato's house, shocked to see the holy light surrounding it. Minato came out, and both of them entered the house, where Harima told Minato everything that had happened in the market, including how Minato had eliminated the evil spirit with a single touch. Minato then realized that it was all due to his written list, as Yamagami had confirmed that he had handwritten powers. When Minato told this to Harima, Harima was shocked, as it was unbelievable to him that handwritten words could eliminate evil spirits through touch. Minato then wrote a large number of papers and gave them to Harima to help him during his fights against evil spirits. Harima paid him a good amount of money for the papers, which Minato was reluctant to accept, but after Yamagami encouraged him, he accepted all the money. Before Harima left, Minato drew a pentagon symbol on Harima's hand. Harima then received a call from his team and rushed to a spot where his team member was fighting evil spirits. When the team member ran towards Harima eliminated the evil spirit with a single touch of his hand bearing the pentagon symbol. The next day, Minato was worried about money to buy something for Yamagami and the Kins. He had no money left and did not want to buy cheap food that the Kins would not enjoy. However, he could not stop himself and headed to the market. There, Minato saw some people playing a game. He quickly reached the spot, gave his last coin to the shop owner, and played the game. Minato won a large amount of money and shocked everyone, as no one had ever won that game before. After that, Minato went to a drink shop, where he again won the first customer winning award and received a large number of drinks. After coming home, Minato quickly asked Yamagami about it, as he thought Yamagami had done it because he had a shortage of money. However, Yamagami revealed the truth that it was all done by a little turtle named Kame, who also wanted to live with them in the garden. Kame had been freed from the spirit that Minato had eliminated in the market. Minato agreed and served a drink to Kame, which Kame enjoyed the most. In return, Kame gave Minato some tree seeds, but Minato had no idea what kind of plant would grow from them. He tried to ask Yamagami about the seeds, but Yamagami said nothing and simply told him to plant the seeds anywhere in the garden. Minato did so with Yamagami's help. Before he could do anything else, Minato saw two more creatures in front of him, which were very popular among people, as a comic had been written about them. Yamagami told Minato their names were Fujin and Raijin. They also wanted to live in the garden, and Minato did not stop them. He served food to them just as he had done for the others. Yamagami then told Minato that Fujin and Raijin had wind powers, which were very powerful and unmatched by anyone. After Fujin and Raijin finished eating, they gave their wind powers to Minato, making him even more powerful. Minato then tried out his new powers by playing with leaves alongside one of the Kins. After this, the scene shifted to Harima, who was fighting evil spirits with his team. This time, the evil spirits were very powerful and were close to killing Harima's teammate, Ichijo. His partner, Orikawa, did not help Ichijo and left him to face the spirit alone. At that exact moment, arrived and eliminated the evil spirit with a single touch of his written paper. This shocked Ichijo greatly. After the battle, he was angry at Orikawa for not helping him during the fight. He also wished to become as powerful as Harima, and because of this, he grew jealous of him. The next day, Minato woke up and was very happy to see the plant that had grown from Kame's seeds. He noticed that it was growing much faster than other plants. He then started packing his luggage to go to the mountain, as it had always been his wish to go there and enjoy himself. Yamagami then told Minato that his shrine was also on that mountain. Minato took the three Kins along, and they all began their journey. However, the journey was much more difficult than Minato had imagined. During the walk, Minato grew tired, while the Kins remained very cheerful. Despite this, Minato made the decision to push forward and reach Yamagami's shrine. After they arrived, the shrine was in very poor condition, with dust covering every surface. Minato and all the Kins cleaned the entire shrine and made it beautiful again. When they sat down to eat some food after finishing the work, they heard a voice coming from deep within the jungle. They all headed to the exact spot and found an evil spirit there, which was very powerful. The Kins became scared at the sight of it, but Minato used his written papers and threw them at the evil spirit using his wind power, eliminating it. Another creature then appeared from the spirit's body. It became scared upon seeing Minato and the Kins and quickly ran away from them. After coming home, Minato told the whole story to Yamagami, as he thought Yamagami would know about the other creature. However, Yamagami said nothing this time, as he was overjoyed to hear about the cleaning of his shrine. During their conversation, Minato noticed another creature that resembled a dragon. It told Minato that it wanted to live with them. Yamagami told Minato its name was Oryu and agreed to let it stay, as Oryu was very powerful and wasted no time showing its abilities to Minato. It quickly made it rain from the sky over Minato's house and caused Kame's plant to grow into a large and enormous tree. This shocked everyone, as the power was truly remarkable. Minato then gave a drink to Oryu, which Oryu enjoyed the most, and it was very happy to be with them. Shortly after, Harima came to Minato's house with some sweets, as Minato had helped him greatly. Minato written papers had worked very well against the spirits, and he now wanted more written papers from Minato. Minato wrote many more papers for Harima, and also drew a new symbol on Harima's hand to replace the pentagon symbol, since Harima had not liked it. Harima then returned to his team, and all of them were very shocked to hear about Minato and his powers. They could not believe that a boy had handwritten powers capable of eliminating evil spirits with a single touch, as it seemed impossible to them, but Harima believed in it completely. The next day, Ichijo followed Minato and secretly placed his power symbol on Minato's shoulder so that he could track him and find his house. After some time, when Minato reached home and started writing some papers for Harima, Yamagami suddenly noticed Ichijo's symbol in front of the house and burned it with his power. Yamagami already knew about Ichijo, as Harima had already warned Minato about him. Harima had told Minato that Ichijo was very angry because he was not as powerful as him, and that he could do anything to obtain more power, so Minato should take care of himself. At the same time, Ichijo arrived in front of Minato's house with Orikawa. Ichijo did not like her and wanted to get her involved in some scandal. He quickly knocked on the door, but his behavior was very wrong. Orikawa tried to stop him, but he could not be stopped. Just before Ichijo kicked Minato's door, Yamagami sent him into an evil world using his powers. When Ichijo opened his eyes, he was in a very frightening evil world, standing in front of a terrifying shrine. He ran everywhere in that place but could not find anything that would help him return to his own world. He was now under Yamagami's control, and Yamagami punished him greatly. Ichijo tried very hard to find a way out but could not. Yamagami then threw him into a very deep hole, which made Ichijo extremely weak. In the end, Ichijo sat in front of the shrine, placed his head on the ground, and apologized for all his mistakes, promising that he would never do anything wrong again. Yamagami was satisfied and sent Ichijo back to his own world, where Orikawa had been waiting for him. It was the exact same moment he had left, and Orikawa told him that nothing had happened to him. Ichijo was shocked and quickly ran away in fear. Minato, however, had no idea what Yamagami had done to Ichijo. He quickly made a list of foods and then headed to the market with Yamagami. Along the way, they saw more people like Minato who could see Yamagami and showed him great respect. They both then reached a shop where Minato bought a large bowl for Yamagami to eat from, which Yamagami liked very much, as he was very fond of eating. After that, they both went to a sweets shop, where the shop owner was very happy to see Yamagami. He asked Minato about him, but Minato casually said that he could not see Yamagami. The sweets shop owner then told Minato his story. He said that when he was little, he had gone into the mountain jungle but lost his way and started crying. Suddenly, Yamagami appeared in front of him and started running behind him. At first, he thought Yamagami wanted to eat him, but when he reached the right path, he realized that Yamagami was a kind god who helped people when they were in trouble. Minato was very impressed by this. Before they left, Yamagami gave the shop owner some of his power so that he would never grow weak during his work again. They both then returned home, where Yamagami started eating food from his new bowl while Minato entered the water pool with the kins to relax. After they came out of the pool, one of the kins quickly came to Minato and told him about a new creature that had been spotted in the fields. Minato went and saw that it was the exact creature that he and the kins had saved in the jungle, the one that had run away before. This time, however, it wanted to join them. Minato agreed, as many creatures already lived in the garden. Yamagami told Minato that its name was Kirin, and that he was the most powerful, but he spoke a different language. One of the kins translated for him, and told Minato that Kirin wanted to give him the power to become the god of half the world, where Minato would rule under his own rules. However, Minato did not agree and rejected the offer of such an extraordinary level of power. Kirin became sad, but Minato told him to give some fruits as a gift instead. Fujin then appeared with a large fish, cut it into pieces, and gave them to Minato to fry, as all of them wanted to eat the fish. Minato agreed. But first, he started making new nameplates for his house, as the ones he had placed before had expired because Minato's powers had weakened somewhat. Yamagami then told Minato that he should start practicing in the jungle to make himself stronger and, most importantly, to gain control over his powers, so that he would not have to keep making new nameplates every time. Minato then realized the truth, as his nameplates had broken the little girl spirit in his house when he was a child. If he could gain control over his powers, no one would be able to break his nameplates, and they would never expire again. Because of this, Yamagami quickly made a seal in the middle of the back door of Minato's house. Minato then entered the jungle, where Yamagami told him to begin his practice, and Minato started his training. Meanwhile, on the other side, Kirin had brought a pineapple for Minato inside the house. Oryu and Kame did not like it and thought it was useless, so they threw it outside. Kirin caught it and went outside, as Minato was not there. Back in the jungle, when Minato used his power, he suddenly fainted. When he opened his eyes, he was back in the house, where Yamagami told him that it had happened because he had used too much power at once. Since his powers were not yet under his control, he needed to train himself properly. Minato did not stop and continued his training. He also wrote one nameplate that no evil spirit could break, and that would never expire. After a lot of practice, Minato finally gained control over his powers, and started doing all his work using his wind power. He even cleaned the dead leaves from the garden with his wind power and put them all into the trash bag. After seeing Minato use his powers to clean the garden and take out the trash, Fujin said something that shocked Minato greatly. Fujin told him that he could also split anyone's house into 2 pieces with those powers. However, Minato had no desire to do such a thing to anyone, so he quickly burned all the trash and put some potatoes into the fire. After the potatoes roasted, Minato served them to everyone, and they all enjoyed them very much. But Kirin refused to eat, as he was scared of Minato and worried about what would happen if Minato roasted him like the potatoes. Everyone burst into laughter after hearing this. Shortly after, Minato heard a knock at his door. When he opened it, he saw Harima standing in front of him in very bad condition, as he needed Minato's help. When they both sat down and talked about the evil spirits, all the creatures gathered around and listened closely, sitting near Harima. Harima then told Minato the whole story. A doll had suddenly transformed into a very powerful evil spirit, and no one had been able to eliminate it. The organization's team had taken the doll from a temple, but before they could examine it, evil spirits took control of the doll. They all tried to defeat it but failed. Because of this, Harima told Minato that he wanted him to help eliminate the doll. He also explained that the place where the doll was located was not in their world, but in another world entirely, so only Minato could help at that moment. During the conversation, Harima said some disrespectful words about the gods, which angered Yamagami. Harima then became even more shocked after hearing about the gods and the different types of creatures, as he had no idea about them before. Because of this, Yamagami told Minato that he would help Harima on one condition, that Harima bring him sweets every time. Harima agreed, and returned to his team. Back at the house, Minato started packing for the journey to the place Harima had described. This time, the Kins were fully ready to go with him. The first time they had faced a similar situation. They had been scared, but since then they had improved their powers and were stronger than before. Minato left the house, and headed toward the destination. Along the way, they took a bus and reached the city, where the Kins were very excited to see a new place, and enjoyed the sweets of the city, which they all liked very much. Minato then noticed a crow in front of him and started following it. The crow led him to the exact place that Harima had described. The place was very frightening and filled with a large number of evil spirits. Minato called Harima to find out where he was, but Harima was on the other side of the area. Minato tried to open the door but could not. The 3 Kins then showed their powers and forced the door open. They all reached the exact spot where all the evil dolls were gathered. Before they could do anything, an evil spirit suddenly burst out of the room and attacked Minato. Minato quickly used his written papers and eliminated it swiftly. But that was not the end, as many more were present inside the room. They all attacked Minato, but this time the Kins also fought and eliminated many dolls during the battle. One of the Kins was caught by an evil spirit, but the other 2 saved him by eliminating it. In the end, the most powerful doll came out, the one that was under the control of the spirits, and the very same one Harima had already told Minato about. The doll attacked Minato, but the Kins stepped in front of him and saved him. Minato then used his written papers, combined with his wind power, and launched an attack on the doll. However, the doll was extremely powerful and quickly destroyed all of Minato's attacks, catching him badly. The doll did not stop, and also injured the Kins severely. Minato then called out to Yamagami, who was inside the door. Yamagami quickly used his power and transferred it into the bodies of the Kins. The Kins then eliminated the evil doll with a single cry of the power Yamagami had given them, freeing Minato. However, the doll was not completely eliminated, so Minato wrote a word on its body and eliminated it entirely. After that, they noticed a crystal ball inside the room that was completely under the control of an evil spirit. Minato used all his papers on it but could not eliminate the spirit. He then wrote words on a leaf and, upon touching the ball with it, eliminated the spirit from within. However, the entire place then started collapsing. Harima tried to rush inside to save Minato, but his teammate Orikawa stopped him. Inside, Minato grabbed the ball and started running to get out of the collapsing place. As they were all making their way out through the destruction, Fujin and Raijin arrived at the spot and saved all of them from death. After this, Minato returned home. The next morning, Harima came and thanked Minato for his help, as Minato had eliminated the most powerful evil spirit that had been inside the doll. He also brought some sweets for Minato. Minato then invited him inside to celebrate with a barbecue party, but Harima refused, as he did not want to face Yamagami again, and left. When Minato went inside and told everyone about the sweets, they all became very happy. At that moment, Kirin appeared again and brought a pineapple for Minato. But once again, Kame and Oryu kicked it and threw it outside. Kirin caught the fruit and told them it was not trash but a fruit. Before they could eat Harima's sweets, one of the kins called Minato over and told him to look at the crystal ball they had brought back from the doll's place. The crystal ball had cracked open, and a very cute chick had come out from inside it. Minato liked it very much, as it was the cutest of all the creatures. Yamagami then told them its name was Hu, and that he was their newest member of the garden. Minato became very happy at the arrival of the new member, as he knew that every god wanted to live there. Hu then quickly left his spot and went to the sparrows that had been coming into Minato's garden for him. Hu started a training class to teach them music. He sang the first few lines of a song and then told the sparrows to sing. Two of them sang in beautiful voices, but one of them could not sing, and his voice was very poor. Hu became angry and told him to keep training until he became an expert at singing. Minato watched the whole scene and laughed at Hu, as it was because of Hu that sparrows had started coming into his garden. The scene then shifted to Harima, who was in very bad condition. This time, he was fighting many evil spirits at once alongside his senior. They both used their powers and eliminated all the evil spirits. Harima's senior had two creatures. One was a penguin and the other was a fish. When the senior used his creature's powers, all the evil spirits were killed with their help. Suddenly, Harima received a call from another house where spirits had attacked. Harima quickly ran toward the house to eliminate the spirits, but when he arrived, he noticed that some other men had already eliminated the evil spirits and were collecting money for their work. They had eliminated the spirit and taken payment from the place's owner. Harima then realized that these men could create a lot of difficulties for them, but he remained quiet in front of them. On the other side, when Minato went to the market with Hu, their surroundings were filled with a large number of birds, and everyone in the market noticed Minato and wondered whether the boy had some kind of powers. Minato quickly left the place and walked away, but before he had gone very far, Minato saw a gardener in front of him who was trimming the trees of a house. Minato talked with him for a while, but then the birds landed on the tree, and Minato became worried that they would ruin the beauty of the trimmed tree and destroy all the gardener's hard work. Because of this, Minato left the place. Meanwhile, back at the house, Yamagami noticed another big problem. The entire sky was filled with divine seals, and no one knew what might come out of them. Because of this, Yamagami decided to destroy them. The kins were ready to help, but Yamagami knew that the work was very difficult and quickly got to it himself, destroying the divine seals one by one. The kins also helped Yamagami during this, and together they destroyed many seals. During this time, Fujin and Raijin reached Minato, who was still in the market, and told him the whole story. Fujin told Minato to take care of himself, as no one knew what was going to happen to the place next. He urged Minato to look after himself and Hu, and then they both went back to Yamagami and continued destroying the seals. They all worked greatly and made significant progress. While Minato was on his way back, he noticed a shrine in front of him that looked very frightening. At that moment, the little wind spirits told Minato to leave the place. But Minato did not listen and walked toward the shrine. A portal suddenly opened and tried to pull Minato into it. Upon seeing this, Hu suddenly transformed into a large phoenix bird but could not stop the force of the portal. And in the end, they both were pulled inside. When they woke up, Minato saw that they were in a jungle where every place was filled with wooden boxes. They had no idea what was inside the boxes. But Minato was certain that this was not their world, and that they were somewhere else entirely. Suddenly, they spotted a cave in front of them and entered it. Inside, Minato saw a beautiful girl who was sleeping. She heard Minato's voice and woke up. She already knew about Hu, and told Minato that Fujin's wind powers were inside his body, making him a special boy with the powers of gods. She then created a portal inside the cave, and asked Minato to clean the cave, which was filled with wooden boxes. After that, she fell asleep again. Minato looked at her and started cleaning the cave. He put all the wooden boxes into the portal and cleaned the entire cave. When she woke up and saw the cave, she was very happy. She told Minato that she was the god of sealed power, and that she sealed the wishes of people into boxes. She then gave her power to Minato and told him not to use it the same way she did by sealing wishes into boxes. She told him to use her sealing power with handy objects, as it would work better that way. After saying this, she fell asleep once more. Minato was shocked and wondered how he could get out of that place. Yamagami then created a portal inside the cave using his power, through which the kins came, and Minato came back outside with them. Minato then told them about the girl and was very happy to have met her, as she had given him her powers. On the way back, the kins showed Minato the wind spirits, and also told him that the wind spirits had warned him before he entered the portal not to go inside, but Minato had not heard their voices. Now, however, Minato used his new power, and became able to speak with the wind spirits, who lived in the cherry trees that were blowing beautifully in the spring. After coming home, Minato was very shocked to see Yamagami in a very small size. This had all happened because of the seals, as Yamagami had used a great deal of his power to destroy them, which had caused his size to decrease. Minato then told Yamagami that he looked very beautiful and cute at that size. After some time, Yamagami recovered his power, and Minato started practicing to gain control over his seal powers, which were very strong. Minato decided to lock his handwritten paper into a box using his seal power, but it did not work. Yamagami told Minato that he could see the holy light of the written paper reflecting from the box, which meant it had not worked. Minato then thought that he needed a lot more practice to gain control over this power. Minato then set aside all his work and gave a drink to Yamagami. He also told him about the buyers of the house, as Minato was very troubled to hear that everyone who had wanted to buy the house had been scared away and had not agreed to purchase it. Yamagami pretended not to know who had done this and how the buyers had been frightened away. After this, Yamagami quickly used his power and planted a cherry tree in the garden, which blossomed very beautifully. Minato liked it very much, as it was the spring season and cherry trees looked especially beautiful during that time. However, Yamagami's size decreased again because he had used too much of his power. Minato then gave him some food so that he could recover quickly after eating. During that time, Minato thought about the girl god who had told him to use her seal power on handy things. He started writing something on paper and practiced controlling the seal power, but it was different from every other power he had. Yamagami also said to Minato that he no longer looked like a regular human, as there were many powers inside his body. Yamagami then told Minato to go into the jungle and cut some bamboo shoots, as they would be very helpful for gaining control over his seal power. Minato left the house and quickly headed into the jungle with the three kins. He grew very tired after the long walk, but at last they all finally reached the spot where a large number of bamboo shoots were present. Minato was very happy to see them, but had no idea how to use them. When Minato tried to cut one of the bamboo shoots, a huge and powerful bear suddenly appeared in front of them and frightened Minato greatly, as it looked very scary and seemed as though it was about to attack. But suddenly, Yamagami spoke through one of the kins and told Minato not to worry, as the bear was a servant of Kirin and had come to help cut the bamboo shoots. After this, the bear first showed respect to Minato and then began cutting the bamboo shoots. Its strength was immense, and it cut a large number of shoots and gave them all to Minato. When Minato saw the large pile of bamboo shoots, he had no idea what to do with them. Yamagami then told him that he could cook the shoots and eat them. Upon hearing this, Minato quickly prepared all the bamboo shoots and served them to the kins and the bear after cooking. They all ate and were very happy. When Minato took his first bite of the bamboo shoot, he was also delighted, as it was very delicious. Meanwhile, back at the house, Yamagami was inside the room with Fujin and Raijin. Fujin then told Yamagami that he had been the one scaring away all the buyers of the house, which was why no one had agreed to buy it. Fujin told them that he had frightened everyone who had come to buy the house until they ran away, because all the creatures were emotionally attached to Minato and none of them wanted him to sell the house. They all wanted to continue living in the garden with Minato, and so Fujin had taken it upon himself to scare the buyers away. Minato, however, had no idea about any of this. After coming home, Minato started playing a game with Yamagami in which they had to pick up a small nameplate without making any sound. Minato picked up many nameplates without making a single sound, but Yamagami failed every time. In the end, Yamagami became angry and started cheating, knocking Minato's plate over every time he tried to pick it up. Suddenly, while they were both playing, another god entered Minato's house. His name was Ebisu, and he asked Minato if he could use his hot spring. Minato agreed. But before Ebisu used the hot spring, he told Minato that he did not look like a human, which made Minato very troubled. Minato then began to wonder whether he had truly changed from a human into something else. Ebisu also noticed Yamagami and became very happy to see him in the garden. As a thank you for the use of the hot spring, Ebisu gave Minato some taiyaki, a fish-shaped food that looked very delicious. Yamagami was overjoyed to see it. Ebisu then used the hot spring and left the garden. After this, Minato noticed another creature, a divine cat named Tsumugi, who also wanted to use the hot spring. It quickly approached Minato and introduced itself as a worker of a nearby god who lived on another mountain. Tsumugi was also very happy when Minato offered it some food, as Minato had taken a liking to it because of its cute appearance. But when Tsumugi saw Yamagami in front of it, it immediately showed him great respect, which shocked Minato, as every creature in the area seemed to know Yamagami. When Minato served some sweets to Tsumugi, it was very shocked, as it had never eaten such delicious food before. After eating, Tsumugi used Minato's hot spring and then, before leaving, gave Minato a peach as a thank you for his kindness. Tsumugi also told Minato that it was the food of gods, which shocked Minato greatly. He asked Yamagami if he could eat it, and Yamagami told him yes. Tsumugi then left the garden, as it was still on duty for its god. After Tsumugi left, Minato became very troubled as he stood looking at the beautiful garden. He asked Yamagami whether he was still a human or not, and also asked whether he could die like humans. Yamagami then told him that he was Minato, and that in the end he would remain Minato and would not change. Yamagami then said to him that the truth behind his seal power was hidden in his past, and that he needed to find it and gain control over his seal power, as Minato had been able to see the little girl spirit since his childhood.